Join me and Nira on the Tough Puff hike in Nordegg. Hey, I'm Stephanie, a force-free dog trainer. One of my favorite things to do on my days off is hike with my dog Nira. We often get asked about our hikes, so I'm starting a series where we bring you along on our trips and we rate each hike. Come hike with us. The trailhead starts about 15 minutes east of Saskatchewan River crossing on Highway 11. The trail is rated hard due to the 975 meters of elevation gain. As I was packing up my hiking bag, Nira realized that I was bringing steak bites and she got even more excited. We started at 7 a.m. to avoid any possible crowds and to get some of the elevation over with before it got too hot. Okay, time to start hiking. The trail starts off flat along a creek, but that won't last long. Someone pooped a few minutes into the hike and someone forgot to bring the poop caddy, so I walked it back to the garbage before restarting the hike. Please remember to pick up after your dog if you do bring one. A few minutes into the trail, you'll start walking uphill, and honestly, there won't be many flat sections for the remainder of the day. It was warm despite being early in the morning, so we stopped for lots of water breaks. And lots of filming breaks. Nira definitely didn't mind the shady rest before we resumed the uphill walking. Less than an hour into the hike, we were both breathing hard and questioning why we chose this much elevation as one of our first hikes of the season. Fun fact, this is the only hike that we've ever done where Nira finished her entire water bottle by the end of the day. We got to a flat ridge after about an hour of walking, so we took a photo and sunscreen break. It was only about 8 a.m., but I never underestimate my ability to sunburn. I did this hike on Canada Day weekend, and I joke that I match the colors of the Canadian flag. I'm only ever red or white. Unfortunately, tanning isn't something that my body understands how to do. Nira patiently waited in exchange for some chicken treats. This trail also goes to Kinglet Lake, so stay right at the sign to continue along Tough Puff. After the ridge, you'll alternate short moments through the forest, with more time back out on the ridge with views. During one forest section, Nira got really paranoid and tucked her tail, so I guessed that she could smell an animal that I couldn't see. Make sure if you're doing any hike in Alberta, you do carry bear spray. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Once we're out of the woods, I gave her more water and she seemed more like her happy self again. This hike is well named, but the beautiful views along the way do help you forget how hard your legs and lungs are working. However, be prepared for moments where you are going to be out of breath. As we got higher, there were lots of rodents everywhere. I was appreciative that I'd spent so much time training Nira's prey drive so that my arm didn't get ripped off. Funny story, I tried twice to get a shot here where we looked out over the edge together and then we walked back to the camera, but Nira foiled both my attempts. There was a tiny bit more uphill walking to reach the summit, but we found a snow patch, so of course, Nira needed to take a break.
See me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty, 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 trying to catch me riding dirty.
Then we headed up the final incline. There was a lot of marmot chatter on the scree slope to the right, so Nira kept a strong eye in that direction as we hiked. It was also really windy at the top, and you can see that my hat almost got blown off here as I walk away. It is so windy. We took a few shots of the gorgeous views. And of the marmots, before heading back down to a lower ridge for lunch so that we could escape the wind. Nira finally got some of the steak bites that I'd packed. She normally takes treats nicely, but today she was like a rabid badger. We'd apparently both worked up an appetite on this hike. This isn't sponsored at all, but I want to give a shout out to fellow Edmontonian company Free Bar. It was my first time trying one and the mint bar was fantastic. After lunch, we tried a few artistic shots. Nira successfully foiled the first attempt because she got too excited about the camera, but I think the second one turned out pretty cool. Let me know in the comments what you think. Including filming, it took about 4 hours to reach the summit and a total of 6 hours to complete the entire hike. If you're a moderate hiker who isn't taking as many filming breaks as I did, I'd estimate a 5-hour day to complete Tough Puff. It was getting really hot on the hike back down, so I gave Nira a few baths with my remaining water. Make sure that you pack more water than you'd expect to need for this hike because the ridge does get really warm. After the hike, I threw on some flip-flops and we cooled off in the creek that's right next to the parking lot before going for a shady nap. I rate this hike a full 5 out of 5 due to the views and the solitude, but Nira only gives it a 3 out of 5 pause. She prefers hikes with more shade and more water to cool off. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about Tough Puff or about hiking with your dog. If you want to see more hikes that we've done, you can check out our full playlist here.